This is the Suncast BMS4700 shed. And ever since I bought this on Amazon, I've gotten, like 20 questions about it. And it seems like there's a lot of people that are kind of wondering about how good this thing is. And I thought I'd just do a quick video on it. And because it's really difficult to get an idea of what the size of this thing is. First of all, it's pretty good construction. I mean, I'm trying to shake it as hard as I can right now and it won't come apart. It's a pretty tough plastic. Thanks, buddy. So I just wanted to give you an idea of like what fits in here. First of all, these doors will open kind of as wide as you swing them out here. And I believe, I don't have a lot of room here, but they would go probably out to this angle. That was a couple of the questions that I got. And as you can see, I've got, about a dozen folding chairs in here and 2 folding tables, some plastic light covers. I've got my tow hitch bed extension there. And I got my old motorcycle exhaust and whatnot, and everything fits in here pretty well. I got a lot of questions whether or not a full-size bike will fit in here. Well, it won't fit in there horizontally like that, but if you remove the front wheel off the bike, you could probably put 5 bikes in here, 5 adult bikes in here pretty easily, I would think. If you don't want to remove the front wheel, you just turn the wheel, you could probably just put 2 or 3 bikes in here. And if you get it horizontally, maybe 2 bikes, I would think. Hard to say. I haven't tried to put a bike in here, so I know a lot of people are asking for bikes, but if you're willing to take the front wheel off, which is, minimal amount of work, I would think, you could probably put a few bikes in here, no problem. Anyway, about installation. So installation actually took quite a while, and I install everything myself that I ever buy. And I've got a really good, decent set of tools. Any homeowner probably has. It still took me a few hours. I want to say 2 hours or so. And you do need help. You need someone to hold some of these panels together as you're doing them. The instructions were really good from what I recall. The only part that really wasn't a good set of instructions is how these things attach. These screws go in here into the top lid. But they don't really kind of tighten. They just, that's it. I mean, they just kind of spin around in there, but it seems to hold really well. So the lid and getting the frame in there, as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25 screws just for the lid. And they don't all line up absolutely perfectly, so you do have to spend some time finagling with it. It is a lot of screws. This thing comes with a giant box of them. So anyway, but once you're done, these little pneumatic pistons, they actually work really well. It's a pretty good action, and when I swing it up, it just goes up there and stays on its own. It is pretty sturdy. They do recommend you build a wooden base for it. I live in Southern California. We don't have any storms. And as you can see, it's sitting in my backyard in a place where there's a wall within about 1 or 2 feet of each side. So it doesn't get any wind. Will it stand to high winds? I've heard that it doesn't do all that well, but I can't imagine that if you've got it nicely, tightly locked up, which kind of in this position right here, got a little foot lock right there, and then you grab this guy, you put it down, and there's a lock you can put in here. I've never put a lock in there, but it would have to be a really high wind to move this thing. I mean, right now I can't even budge it. And so another thing is where I've got it set, there's a slight dip for where the drain is. And I actually really like that. It basically means I'm never going to get water that gets trapped behind or under it. Excuse me. Anyway, so that's the 4700. It's supposed to have 72 cubic feet of, I believe, of space inside. Sounds about right. It is quite roomy if you're looking at it for storing like folding chairs and outdoor stuff. I do highly recommend it. It is actually done a really good job. I've had it about a year now. It actually has stayed pretty clean on its own, and it's required no maintenance whatsoever. So anyway, that's about it. One thing, the hinges were probably the biggest pain in the ass to install, and but the rest was, just what you'd expect. Give it a good 2 to 3 hours, and make sure you've got a little bit of help. You can't do all of it alone. You probably can, but it would be a pain in the ass. Hope this helps you make your decision.